Hello, all you amazing people, BatDan231 here, and today we are going to tell you guys why comics are obviously better than anime. But wait, I hear you typing in the comment section, you said we, and to that I would say, well done, observant listener. Today I am teaming up with my school self, simply known as Batman. Hey normal me, what's up? Besides comics, victory against anything? Not much. I hear ya, who on earth would think anything could beat comic
genres? Because
Wait,
if you're watching this, you know anime is better than comics.
Yeah. Wait a sec, I know this kid. Frocene! What's up, man? Also, what makes you think anime is better than comics?
Well, let's go over the facts.
Okay, let's face facts. Anime openings, endings, and original soundtracks are way better than comics. Anime music can be very emotional, where it's getting you pumped like Soul Eater's first opening, or getting you ready for a comedy series like Search of Frog. One way or another, anime completes its goal, where comics take like 10 seconds to get their music and have everyone forget about it, or have a famous band do it. Anime music is just better. In total, no doubt about it.
Alright, I'm not saying anime music is bad, I'm just saying it has nothing on comic music. Take the MCU for example. Who doesn't feel pumped when they're listening to Fireman as Iron Man is suiting up, or patriotic when the song Captain America is playing? Well, I am going to say anime is bad. It's rare to ever find an anime music video that doesn't make me feel like I've just had a seizure. I mean, watch this! I think I've made my point.
Anime has way more animation types. Some may be bad, but some are amazing. Face tonight. Where comic heroes usually have the same art style, big muscular men with a chin so big they can open the cap off my soda. Anime characters may have huge eyes, but at least there are cool eye animations that a lot of characters have.
Okay, you got me, except for the whole chin thing. Some anime do have good animation, but the good animation is just reused over and over again. It's like the producers just share the same template most of the time. Uncomfortably round faces, big eyes, pupils are optional, and unnaturally skinny or muscular body types. Meanwhile, in the DC animated universe, has a ton of different animations that might not always be as good as some anime, but it's still really good and it's a different animation style.
Comic kid shows are just horrible. Let's face facts. They try and mix Looney Tunes and heroes together where characters do strange wacky things that just make everyone cringe. Also make really serious villains like Galactus trip over planets, or have a drugged up clown that should be at a kid's birthday party fight a guy with a fear of bats that's super rich. While anime on the other hand are actually saving planets from actual threats. Sometimes they can be wacky, but in a fight scene they don't say let's just add this to be funny.
You think anime kid shows are better than comics? I mean, come on. The best you guys got is animals fighting each other until they're knocked out. I'm looking at you, Pokemon. Comic kid shows, however embarrassing some may be, at least kids are walking out with a new sense of honor for themselves and their surroundings. They see their favorite superhero making sure their lair is clean, so now they want their lair, or bedroom, to be clean. And there are many examples just like that. So no matter how hard it is for a teenager to watch this, you can't deny the fact that this could make your kid a better person.
Superhero shows, they often rerun the same concept so many times. You can tell someone how that episode's gonna happen before it even comes out. Like Joker breaking out of jail. Again. To try to gas the city. Again. Beats Batman in a fight. Once again. About to gas the city. Again. At last second, Batman stops the machine and saves the day. Again. Like, how does that happen? Usually anime would go as far as making a remastered version, and then they're done.
You call it beating a dead horse for a century. In comics, we call it rebirth. There are just some stories that all comic fans need to know about. The death of Superman, The Dark Knight Returns, and Avengers vs. X-Men. But these stories are old. How is a newer audience going to understand what is going on if a famous story happens before they're even born? Meanwhile, in the land of anime, if the rare interesting story actually does happen before the next generation can watch it, oops, out of luck, guess we'll just have to make a whole new series for this generation. Honestly, what animes do you know that were made before 2000 and are still around?
How does anybody like reboots. They change the origin story where they either make the characters more serious or more childish. But one way or another, it's just bad. There are some shows that can do that right, but then they take a U-turn and ruin itself, like Young Justice. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually kind of enjoyed watching it, but the show took itself too serious and it wasn't funny anymore. It just was ruined.
I'll tell you why people like reboots and minor changes to the characters. It's because they want their favorite characters to change with them. Heroes made in the 40s won't be as relatable to kids in the 21st century. In fact, all major comic companies have made a timeline that moves faster than they age. So that's why Superman, a hero made in the 40s, has a Facebook account, a website made in 2004. So obviously, they're going to change. Anime, on the other hand, eventually a fast-paced, bloody fight will get old. Let me give you an example. Hero gets pushed around for a little bit, but ultimately kills the villain with one last final strike. See if you can figure out what anime I'm referring to.
Do you know how many times they give superheroes junk that they just don't need for marketing? It's horrible, like giving Spider-Man a motorcycle when he can easily get around town, or giving Tony Stark a new suit for everything, even eating, or the fact the Incredible Hulk owns a truck. Anime can actually make legit products, not just for marketing, and give heroes random crap so they can make money.
Alright, I'm not a parent, but I would much rather spend $10 on a motorcycle for Spider-Man, which he actually does need because there are things it can do that Spider-Man can't, and have my kids make memories than sit around staring at a bear that's just a copy of Two-Face's design. I would imagine any good parent would want their child to grow up making as many memories as possible. And the good people at comics know that. So not only does it help them make extra money, but also helps the future generation growing up making memories that have the potential to last a lifetime.
Okay. Comics does have a huge universe, so that part is true. But anime has a way bigger universe. When you get down to all the mangas and animes, it's to the point where I honestly would say it's impossible to watch all anime and read all manga. When it gets down to it, there's just way more manga and way more anime. I honestly don't even see people buy comics, and I go to a comic store kind of often.
Maybe anime has a larger universe than Universe Prime, but anime maybe has a handful of universes. In comics, we have this thing called the multiverse. Literally, every decision every person has ever made creates a whole new universe. Not only that, but there's a universe for every decision you could have made. Let's put this into perspective. Your alarm went off this morning. You can either turn it off or ignore it and let it play. There are 2 more universes created. Then, once you've turned it off, you can decide to stay out of bed or go back in bed. There are 2 more universes. You start to get the idea? Now, how many people are there just on our Earth? About 7 billion. But in comics, there are many planets with life on it. So we estimate about 100 billion planets in our galaxy. So in comics, we can estimate about 700 billion people just in one universe. So now we can estimate 28 trillion decisions once an alarm clock goes off. Granted, we overestimated a bunch, but we also underestimated a lot. So I would love to see anime put up a multiverse, even a millionth of that size.
Comics could be good in action, but what about romance? What? Comics hardly have any of that. Well, what about comedy? What? I have to watch a crappy kid show? What about mystery? What? It only lasts 1 to 4 episodes? This is why anime is better, because they actually have different genres of shows that always keep you entertained. And that doesn't just apply to their shows, that also applies to their music. That's why anime already beats comics.
Anime does have a diverse genre, but since when does comics not? You want a mystery? How about a villain who doesn't even know who he really is? How about a villain so mysterious he caught Batman's attention and the world's greatest detective couldn't figure out even his name? How about a hero literally called the question? You want comedy? Just put Deadpool, Spider-Man, and Green Lantern in the same room. And don't even get me started on romance. Have the X-Men storylines alone deal with romance and love triangles. Plus, action is what people go to comics for. The everyday world provides enough comedy and romance. It's part of living. But unless you're serving in the armed forces, you probably don't have hardly any action in your life. Comics allows you to break away from the real world.
I know I'm gonna get hate for saying this, but anime has almost or has became a culture, as weird as that sounds, because it's not just talking about anime, because people may introduce you to things like K-pop or Vocaloid, or even what kind of foods to eat and cosplays. There are so much more depth into anime, it could open your eyes to see so much more. I would honestly say anime has become its own culture with just a bunch of different subjects like art and learning Japanese, and not everyone likes these things, but that's okay. At least you learn something new. But anime is so big, some people don't even make anime, and yet it's their job, like a couple YouTubers I watch.
First off, I compliment you. That was possibly your best argument yet. Second, you must realize that you're looking at this from an American perspective. Anime has a huge culture effect in America because it's all new. Areas around Japan and China live like that every day. If you had the perspective of someone from Eastern countries, it wouldn't seem much different. But if you ever have the opportunity to go to a Comic-Con in Japan, it might surprise you how many comic book characters you would find. To be fair, there's probably just as many anime characters as comic book characters, if not more. But just look at the amount of anime characters that are in America. Comics are having quite the culture spread themselves. Anyways, I think it's obvious who won, so we don't need to say it out loud. Anyways, I need to finish this video. I'll see you, man. Thank you so much for watching this anime versus comics debate. Comment down below who you think won this argument, and I will see you in the next one.